Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 3 in college football, and we're talking right now with returning guest Al McMordie, longtime successful industry professional handicapper. His website is bigal.com. Big Al McMordie, thanks for being back with us.
Thanks a lot, Peter. Good to be here.
All right, Al, you covered 2 games last week, and they were classic games. It shows you why first of all, why the number is so important and why it's so tough to hit more than 50% in this game. Both of your picks last week were backdoor covers. On the one you got a win, on the one you got a loss. We'll see what you can tell us about Georgia, South Carolina, another tough handicapping situation here. Before we get to it, tell everyone a little bit about what bigal.com is all about and what they can find there.
Sure, Peter. Well, I've been in business since 1992. I've stood the test of time. I've won 39 handicapping championships in my career. And at bigal.com, there's free picks. People can go to the free picks page and get 3 free winners every day. For myself, there's 2 free picks. There's one from Larry Ness, another industry veteran. Then on the picks for sale page, we've got 14 handicappers, such as myself, Larry Ness, Ben Burns, Scott Spreitzer, Tom Stryker. Lots of great information there. And our roster of handicappers put up their best selections every day for sale.
All right, Al. Well, last week you gave us Hawaii as a free pick. That turned out to be a winner. It also turned out to be one of the plays identified as a sharp side in my regular call with DSI. So thanks so much for that free play winner in our videos last week. And Georgia, South Carolina is the game you're tackling here. Right now, South Carolina, 5.5-point underdog. The total is 60. And, against the spread, South Carolina has not looked very good, right? They're 0-2 in their first 2 games, had a huge loss to Texas A&M, and Georgia absolutely rolled Clemson. They were a 10-point favorite there, but they got an easy cover on that one. Now they're off a bye. I know at this point in the season, maybe a bye isn't that important. But, looking at how the first weeks of the season have gone, you got to think Georgia minus 5.5 is the side with value, but maybe that's a huge, huge sucker play. What do you like here? What do you like now?
Well, you said that Georgia had an easy, cover in that week 1. The final score certainly looked easy. They won by 24 points, but they did outscore Clemson by 21-0 in the fourth quarter. So going into the fourth quarter, it was a very competitive game, but they win the game by 24. And with a win here, at South Carolina, that's going to propel Georgia into the discussion for the college football playoff. We get our first playoff at the end of this year. They could easily be among the top 4 teams if they get a win here. You mentioned South Carolina lost to Texas A&M. That surprised a lot of people as Texas A&M is supposedly rebuilding, but South Carolina got destroyed at home by 24 points. You mentioned the week of rest here, and coincidentally, that's the reason why I absolutely love Georgia in this ball game. You say it probably doesn't matter. Actually, it does matter. This early in the season, when a team is playing its second game of the year, off a win in week number 1, and then they get the bye week in between week 1 and week 2. Those teams are terrific. 115-75 against the spread, 61%. And I just really like Georgia here. A lot of people are going to be playing on South Carolina because of the home field factor, the revenge factor. South Carolina's won the last 2 meetings in Columbia by double digits versus Georgia. I'm not buying any of that. I'm going to take Georgia. I'm going to lay the points.
All right. Well, Al, you're a very seasoned gambler. You know how this works on both sides of the counter. Do you think that South Carolina is going to be a side that takes sharp action? Because it sure looks that way. A team that kind of didn't do that well in their first 2 weeks against the spread. An SEC team as a home underdog. It just feels like the kind of play that would attract sharp action. Do you think that's not the case?
No, I really don't think it's the case. If you look at the early movement in this ball game, it opened at -4. It's gone up to -5.5. 83% of the action at Chris, which isn't necessarily sharp action, but 83% of the bets are coming in on the road favorite, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Right.
And as far as the sharp bettors right now, maybe you might see some buyback if it gets up to 6, 6.5, 7. But I don't think the sharps are going to be running to play South Carolina at anything less than 6 points.
What can I say? My thoughts were that Georgia minus 5.5 was probably the right side here, and now I feel more confident. Maybe I'll bet it now. Thanks so much, Al McMordie from bigal.com.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns. Big money free betting contests year-round. A real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.